The reason why they were successful because they did not incur meaningful integration costs, meaning they didn't use outdated warehouses and try to retrofit them, or try to not retrofit them and try to force, a fleet of robots inside them. They probably did that in the beginning and they figure out, oh gosh, it doesn't work. Or maybe it works, but you know what? A better idea is probably going forward. We need to think about the environment first. Let's design an environment that is predictable enough, that is modular enough because things change, right? That where robots can do their tasks. And I think, remember, it took them a while. I mean, Amazon is not a new company anymore. So they've been at it for 20, 30 years, maybe 20 years, right? It's only recently they fired 30,000 people, and we are in 2026, right? So that's how long it took them to kind of really figure it out to a point where they get rid of 30,000 people, period. So I think it's, the environment design that made them very, very successful in deploying robotics. And I think, other companies need to probably pay attention to that. Because the problem is not, if you don't change the environment, and another entity will start from scratch with a new environment, deploying robotics, and you're left behind. And same goes with cities, same goes with, with anything else. I mean, think about the cities of the future. So I don't know, 10, 20 years from now, if we're building, Saudi is building, a city of the future called Neom. If they build it right, there's going to be an unbelievably amazing city to live in. And of course, that's going to have a repercussion on, major cities around the world, or at least, maybe cities that are actually directly competing with it, such as Dubai, right? If you have Neom now, that is great, and Dubai is, was great, or not as great as it used to compared to Neom, then guess what? Capital will flow into Neom, companies will flow to Neom, etc. Jurisdiction will kind of adopt to it. So, and the environment, is really designing the environment is actually the number one prerogative for any orchestration to properly work. The environment dictated that warehouses, you don't have a lot of retrofitting. So if you think about the purpose, think about the purpose, think about it from a first principle. What is a warehouse? It's a place where you store things and you kind of move them in and out, right? You don't necessarily produce things, in warehouses. It's mostly for storage, mobility, etc. So it requires a combination of tasks previously undertaken by human that are not complicated, yet some of them could be very dangerous. And a warehouse, literally, as opposed to a factory in an e-commerce driven world, needs to be operational 24/7. Let's put it this way. So a factory may not, right? May have 2 shifts, but not necessarily. But if you want to promise somebody that I'm going to deliver you a package within 24 hours, guess what? You can't have a warehouse that is like, we'll gotta wait until the warehouse opens up. So it was already operating at a 24-hour shift. So think about it from this perspective. Remember what I just said? I said in the beginning, human work 8-hour shifts, maybe 16 if you deploy 2. And so therefore their environment, the labor environment is already conducive for, gosh, how can we have 3 shifts now? And with comes 3 shifts, comes a lot of incident, comes a lot of people's management. And these are tasks that are repetitive. So wow, maybe there's a way to kind of like reimagine how warehouses operate, especially if you have the demand for your goods and services, right? And therefore Amazon jumped on it immediately. They're like, okay, I think we probably, they probably, took a blueprint of a sort, or they probably like have one case and kind of like use it as a guinea pig. And they started small. And then once they figured it out, they probably said, this is the blueprint we're going to apply across all our warehouses.